Hello there and welcome to another interesting segment of the newspaper review here on TAF TV. My name is Cyril Aloysius and joining me in the program for today is Mr. Victor Suku. Very much welcome, sir.
Boom! Thank you, sir.
So, sir, what do you have to say? What are your thoughts on Tinubu telling his critics that he has heard them, but he still believes in Shettima?
Okay. Like he has been saying that this is an era of the MKO Abiola, a time that they want to replicate what happened in 1999. So to him, it is not about religion; it is about the deliverables.
Okay, and like we've been saying, if the situation was the other way around, probably it was a Christian scenario, would they have seen it the way they are seeing it now? Well, we'll keep all of that. And the first one we'll be looking at for today is the Vanguard. And amongst the headlines of the Vanguard here we have, okay, like I just said, Muslim ticket. I have heard you, but I believe in Shettima. Tinubu tells critics that on page 5. It says, I have heard you, but I believe in Shettima. Okay. And on page 19, we have manufacturers seek separate forex window for raw materials importation. That's on page 19 of the Vanguard. And on page 9, we have Abakari's trial. Court admits $61,400 alleged bribe money in evidence. Okay, that's on page 9 of the Vanguard. And on page 8, we have varsity unions strike. Varsity unions strike. Federal government, labor, tango over nationwide protest. Varsity unions strike. FG, labor, tango over nationwide protests. And lastly in the Vanguard here we have, okay, that's the much you can take in the Vanguard. Mr. Victor, before we move to our next paper, what do you have to say concerning the headlines?
Okay, let me not start with politics. Let's talk about the ASU strike. Okay, it's more pressing right now than politics. Okay, now the NLC, they've come out to say come Tuesday the 26th and Wednesday the 27th of July they'll be embarking on a warning strike, meaning 2 days warning strike. But like the paper has said, they are going on a tango about it. So the federal government are saying that the NLC are not supposed to be playing politics at a time like this. What are they saying? That this time around it is about politics, it is about anti-APC. Mind you, right now there is still this wave in the air that the NLC are strongly affiliated with the Labour Party.
Okay.
So people from NLC are now seen as politicians.
Okay.
That are helping out the Labour Party.
Well, Mr. Victor, should it be anti-APC or it should be anti-corruption instead?
My brother, those are the questions that we should be asking, because in this country,
the problem is not actually APC. The problem is bad governance.
That is the country for you, because whatever happens, there is always a ton of politics in every issue in this country, which is not supposed to be so. Everything should not be politicized. Students have been warned since February 14th until now. 5 months plus. That's 158 days. And you are telling us that this is politics. Mind you, back in the days, this same APC, this same government, they use the Labour Party. We cannot hide away from that. They use the Labour Party to come into power. Because during Jonathan's time, when the price of fuel was $100 was 197, it was a big issue. They were crying foul. But what is the price of dollar? We are not even talking about dollars right now. We're not talking about our foreign exchange. Okay, we're not even talking about the price of petrol. We're not talking about the price of diesel. We're not even talking about the price of food as it stands. We are talking about ordinary Nigerians that they cannot transit their children from public schools to private schools or take them out of this country for education. So the Labour Party, not the Labour Party, the NLC, okay, have come out boldly to say, see, enough is enough. Yes, the president came out the other day to declare that within 2 weeks that the problems will be sorted out. Mind you, they've been postponing and postponing. It's more like shifting the goalpost since February 14th. Why is it now that the NLC has come out to say they are going on one strike that they are now very, very uncomfortable?
It's almost like they were waiting for the NLC to say something before they react.
Yes, and mind you, the masses have been calling on the names of calling out NLC and the TUC, calling them toothless bulldogs because they come out, they rant and they do nothing. So on their own part, they've seen that people don't take them serious any longer. So I believe that's the reason why they've come out to say, okay, they are going out to protest and apply this warning strike.
So do you see this should I say the warning strike that they have threatened? Do you see it as a welcome development? Do you see it as something that will actually produce good results going forward?
Going forward, I think it will cause them more pressure, because right now I believe the federal government needs pressure to take care of whatever is happening with ASU right now, and make more pressure on the federal government to make sure that our students go back to school. Okay, what will happen? What will be the effect? It means that transportation will be halted in a way, because the airliners will not fly anymore, because the civil aviation union will join this strike. The civil aviation workers will join this strike, meaning that our politicians, in quotes, cannot travel. Airports will shut down, runways will shut down. Okay. And you know what that means. So it will add more pressure to them. Even the minister of aviation has also come out to say, people will die you, because of when they shut down the airports, that means that health tourism, in quotes, will not happen. Okay, so that's why he's been shouting for the sake of lives that they should not go on for they should not go on with the strike. But mind you cannot tell me since February till date that lecturers have not died due to lack of money. They are not being paid. Some are ill and they need money to take care of their different ailments, but they don't have money. And you know what that means? In a country that if you don't have money, you can't survive here.
Forced into various forms of trades.
Yes.
To actually survive.
Yes. So it's for me, it's a welcome development from the labor. I just pray that the government should just rally around with ASU members and tackle this once and for all.
Okay, that will be that for the headlines in the Vanguard, and now we shall be moving straight to the Daily Sun. And amongst the headlines in Daily Sun, we have Osifo emerges TUC president amid litigations. Osifo emerges TUC president amid litigations. That's on page 25 of the Daily Sun. And next, on page 6, we have presidential election must win. Presidential election must win for APC, says Tinubu. Presidential election must win for APC, says Tinubu. Officially presents Shetima as running mate. Supporters claim Oshungoba polls loss to party members. Okay, that's on page 6 of Daily Sun. And on page 3 and 8, we have ASU. Federal government declares NLC's proposed solidarity protest illegal. Federal government declares NLC's proposed solidarity protest illegal. That's on page 3 and 8 of Daily Sun. And next, on page 4, we have gunmen storm Varsity hostel, abduct student in Cross River. Okay, that's a very sad one. And on page 25, we have blackout anxiety as National Grid records 6th collapse. Blackout anxiety as National Grid records 6th collapse. That's on page 25. And lastly, in the Daily Sun for today, we have on page 26, this one here reads, CAN disowns bishops at Shetima's unveiling, says stand on same faith ticket irreversible. CAN disowns bishops at Shetima's unveiling, says stand on same faith ticket irreversible. That's on page 26 of the Daily Sun. Okay, Mr. Victor, before we move straight to our next paper, what do you have to say concerning the headlines? How do you react to these headlines?
Very disturbing headline. Well, from what Bola Ahmed Tinubu has said, that it is a must win for the party come 2023. What does that tell you?
It sounds
desperation.
Yes.
Desperation. He is too desperate. Unfortunately, yeah, we have APC followers watching us, but
is that a red flag? Is that a red flag?
It's for me, it's a red flag, and yeah, I'm just one person, okay, out of 200 million Nigerians.
And I'm sure that there are a lot of them who actually share the same opinion with you right now.
I hope so. The desperation. It is all glaring out there that the bishops, the fake bishops that were at the event, as in the unveiling of Kashim Shettima to become the vice presidential candidate for Bola Ahmed Tinubu come 2023, it was so glaring that these men were fake, down from their robes to their person. You know that a proper bishop won't look that way. And unfortunately for the party, their media publicities came out to say that these men are upcoming ministers, that they are not known like others, that they are not those yam sellers, those mechanics that people say that they are. Then he continued that Nigerians should forget about religion in this matter, politics and religion, that we should forget about it.
But I keep asking this question: is it really possible to forget about religion in politics?
It is
as far as Nigeria is concerned.
The number of Christians we have in this country almost equates the number of Muslims. So why will you keep one side from the total, and you want to be the president of the entire region? That is being insensitive. And due to the same desperation, he did not listen to anybody. He still went forward. I mean, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, he still went forward, even with all the advice and the lashing from even his own party members. In fact, to be an APC member right now, in fact, I know that most APC members are ashamed of themselves right now. Okay, especially the ones from the southern part of the country.
Let me ask you something. Where do you see this leading to, futuristically? Where do you see this leading to, at least before the elections?
Well,
what are the political implications you think this might cause for APC? Only
if Bola Ahmed and Shettima wins the election 2023, it will spell a lot for the southern part of Nigeria.
But I don't know about you or some other person, but I think the handwriting is very clear on the wall at this moment.
That what?
Concerning, I don't know where you're going to. You know what I'm trying to say.
Well, as a commentator, I'm a bit worried, no two ways about that, because this is also an incumbent government. Okay, take a look. Even Shettima went to the president just after the inauguration, or just after the event, went to the president to meet him, more like a courtesy visit, and he came out to say that the president is wishing him well and praying that he will also put in his own efforts to make sure that come 2023 the APC wins. That is good motivation. If these statements that he made are really true, that is good motivation from the president. And mind you, you cannot emphasize the importance of incumbency. Okay, but mind you, it is a big shame that in our politics today, that when we are even discussing is lame and shameful. In most regions of this earth, or in most countries of this earth, you find out that one way or the other, religion still plays a role. Come to think of it, our dear United Kingdom, the Church of England still has its influence in United Kingdom politics. You cannot shy away from that.
So why do you think they did it? Why do you think ABC actually went?
Because they have the guts. They have the guts, knowing that there is already a movement. I'm not here to cause a division. But there is governors are coming out to say one thing or the other about it. The Benue state governor, even just recently, came out to also reiterate the point that these people wants to Islamize the country. You can shy away from that.
And you think, and you actually think what has happened now adds more fuel to the fire of that statement?
Yes, because they also feel that they can conquer anything they want. So that's why I think Tinubu had to pitch tent with the Muslim family to say, see, let's go and get this, because I know with you people we can go in and get the same country that praised at the time like this. That's why I say the APC are so insensitive as it stands. The same time that priests are being killed on a weekly basis in this country. Just 2 days ago, a priest was killed in Benue State. Just 2 days ago, another priest was kidnapped. Just recently, a priest was released. A priest, in fact, the bandits or the group kidnapped 2 priests.
Wow.
One escaped and they had to kill the other priest. That's to tell you what is happening in this country. You cannot shy away from the fact that there is a group coming against Christians.
Obviously.
So APC, in their best interest, forgot that. I will have to say that they've shown or forgot that, or feeling that they oh my God, it's so embarrassing. Forgot the fact that it is not just about Muslims in this country. You still have Christians that also have their majority. In as much that you can say, okay, it's between 2%. 2% for me is negligible. 2% disparity of Christians and Muslims. It's negligible. So you cannot throw away this. And the problem is that there are people from, I'm not trying to cause division, mind you, but there are still some people in the southern Nigeria that hypocrites.
Mr. Victor, we'll actually continue from where we stopped, but for now we have to go on a short break. And when we return, more discussions for you. Do stay with us. Do stay tuned.
Have you registered for your permanent voter's card? I mean, your PVC. There is a Nigeria we all seek, a place where love, peace, security, and unity can reign supreme.
Waste no time. We want a country where peace and justice will be the order of the day.
Unfortunately, there's a problem. One big challenge this generation has to solve.
Our country cries for help every day. We need able and capable hands to lead and direct.
These capable hands can be you. Have you gotten your PVC? Have you registered for the ongoing voting process? Don't say your vote does not count. Yes, it does.
Have you gotten your PVC? Your apathy towards Nigeria's electioneering process will further inhibit our collective growth and development as a nation. Your refusal to participate and engage will keep us at a standstill. So be intentional.
I have my PVC. Your votes, your voice would go a long way in preventing absolute destruction of this country and the future of our children, the hope of tomorrow.
The 2023 Nigerian elections are just around the corner. Go out and get heard. Don't forget, your vote, your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited.
That short break, and continuing from where we stopped before we call it a day on the headlines in Daily Sun. Mr. Victor, please round up.
Okay, just like we were saying, you cannot overemphasize that religion and politics, they work in hand.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes. Some persons are saying, okay, take a look at the UK. Right now, they are talking about real issues. Yes, we know they are talking about real issues like the Conservative Party. They're trying to get their new leader right now. Okay. Yes. Okay. Just okay. Yeah, we know that they have a battle between. Right now, it has slimmed down to. It has gone down to Truss as a lady and Sunak. Sunak is former treasurer, former minister of their treasury. Okay. Now, yes, the Sunak guy. Sorry, I'm trying to deviate a bit. Yes, the Sunak guy is talking about reducing taxes, while the lady Truss is talking about their fiscal numbers, talking about how to improve on the economy. Okay. Yes, I understand. They are more like discussions that we should be having right now, but somehow religion has overshadowed our politics. Okay, but mind you, we also cost it because we did not try to create an equilibrium whereby you have everybody being involved. Okay, equity and fairness
should be a balance.
Yes. So it's causing all this uproar.
Okay, Mr. Victor, let's not dwell much on the Daily Sun. Let's move straight now to our next and last paper for today, which is The Nation. Amongst headlines in The Nation here, we have this one here. Says, okay, in the middle part of The Nation, we have Tinubu on Shetima. I have heard I have made hard best choice. I beg your pardon. I have made hard best choice. Okay, according to Tinubu on Shetima, said I have made hard best choice. Okay, and next we have Oluboyo becomes first black city councillor in Italy. Oluboyo becomes first black city councillor in Italy. That's on page 30. And on page 27 we have Kwara government Saraki clash. Kwara government Saraki clash. Okay, you can get that details of that headlines in page 27 of The Nation. And this one here says Labour's planned protest unlawful, says federal government. Labour's planned protest unlawful, says federal government. Blackout as grid collapses to 0 megawatts thrice in 3 hours. Blackout as grid collapses to 0 megawatts thrice in 3 hours. And on page 28 we have Kiari NDLEA tenders $61,400 alleged bribe cash in court. Wow. Okay, and on page 5 we have witnesses testified against etc. in $1.3 billion Malabo oil proceeds suit. Okay, witnesses testifies against etc. in $1.3 billion Malabo oil proceeds suit. Okay, and on page 27 and 6 we have Akeredolu orders sack of civil servants on double salaries. Akeredolu orders sack of civil servants on double salaries. And next on page 6 we have Osun governor-elect deputy get certificates. Osun governor-elect deputy get certificates. That's on page 6 of The Nation. Okay, that's the much we can take in The Nation. Mr. Victor, before we call it a day, what do you have to say on the headline?
Plenty to talk about. I don't know which one to start with. Okay, let me start with Adeleke. Okay, congratulations to the governor-elect. Okay, so we wait for the proper inauguration, if possible, if God allows that to happen. Okay,
of course, that's
okay. So, but mind you, there is still crisis in Osun politics. The APC, they are getting ready for lawsuits. Okay, I learned that we are preparing about 50 lawyers to take charge. But that aside, keeping the APC by the corner, you still find out that the Adeleke himself is also going through some issues. Just like 4 years ago, he was going through some issues, academic and all that. But this time around, during their primaries, the Osun PDP primaries, there were parallel primaries that happened in the state. So Adeleke on one part, Bamidele also on another part. Then the the other party, as in the faction side of the party, had to go to INEC to tender complaint that they are the right faction that are supposed to take care of the primaries. Now, there is a big issue. The big issue there is that the delegates that attended the other side of the Adeleke's primary found out that those delegates, in quotes, were gotten from the right process. So right now, the top guns from the PDP are having meetings begging that the other candidate should step down. But you know what that will mean? If he should step down, that means you need to settle him.
Definitely.
So the settlement, what might be the settlement? Right now, we might not know the proper, or will I say, what exactly will be the settlement. So but that also makes our politics very dirty. Because when issues like this come out, the other party tends to bring out offers that will or might cause stress or pressure on the government. What do they do in many cases? They tell the government that this particular project will be assigned to me, and the government might not have any excuse to make, because there was a backyard agreement. There is a backyard agreement, but you just don't have to fill that agreement, because they try a way to tie the agreement so well that you cannot escape from it. So going forward, yes, I'm so happy with the electoral act, the 2022 electoral act. It has really trimmed a whole lot of rubbish that has been happening in our politics. I believe in this case, in as much as now they are saying that if the party agrees within themselves, then there will be no issue. But I want going forward, let the electoral act stipulate that the processes must be like this, whether the party agrees, the factions agrees or not. I don't know if you get my point. So it should be they should not leave it just for the party to decide. When they err by bringing in fake delegates, they should trash it. The electoral act should be able to trash it head on. Okay, that's that for now. Okay, I want to discuss about the power grid that has failed again. Yes. They say 3 times in a day it went 0-0.
Yes.
But mind you, this is the 7th time that the power grid has collapsed.
That's twice in 3 hours.
Okay, this is the 7th time in a year that it has happened. Now, what are the effects? Mind you, are you aware that the bread manufacturers of Nigeria are on strike? They started the strikes today.
Wow.
Yeah, so wow. Any bread we eat today is mind you, it might be an illegal bread.
Wow.
So okay, what are they even complaining? So you see the chain reaction. Yeah. From electricity, not having enough electricity, so they buy diesel. Buying diesel will, at the high rates at it is right now, will always affect the cost of production. They are also saying that NAFDAC charges them 154,000 naira if they fail not to pay their levy, their yearly levy. Take a look at that, 154,000 naira. When you do all this maths, you find out that it is unjust in a time like this when we need our factories to work. Okay, putting on such heavy levies might cripple many companies.
Yes.
Okay, you are also putting a 50% tax on wheat, imported wheat. We don't have enough wheat here. What to do about that? Yes, some persons will be like, let's stop encouraging importation. Same thing that we did with rice, that foreign rice is cheaper than the local rice. These are things that we are supposed to look it deeply and solve these problems, because if you don't solve them, inflation keeps occurring, people keep losing their jobs, poverty increases,
and crime continues as a result of the poverty that is increasing. Well, Mr. Victor, thank you so much for your thoughts in the headlines for today. We really do appreciate you for stopping by once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you to you who has been there watching us, who has been faithful to your screen. We really do appreciate you, but unfortunately this is where we have to call it a wrap. Everything that has a beginning definitely has an end, and we have definitely come to the end of the program for today. My name is Cyril Aloysius, and don't forget, you can also be a part of this discussion. You have questions, you have suggestions to make, drop them in the comment section of any of our social media platforms. On YouTube, Retaf TV; on Instagram, Retaf TV_NG; on Facebook, Retaf TV; and on Twitter, Retaf TV. And don't forget to visit www.tafmedia.com for the latest information in every area and aspect of life. Okay, bye once again. My name is Cyril Aloysius. Until we come your way once again, bye for now. Have a wonderful day.